Hello everybody, it's Mark Sham here. I thought I would make this live video. It's starting to sound like it is a habit, but go with me on this. I had a few meetings here earlier at Jackson's in Bryanston, and I thought I would just take a little walk around the store. And you know, again, this is my way of giving back in the best way I know how. So I obviously have a platform on Facebook, and I always try use my platform to always give airtime to businesses that are doing amazing things. And I might sound like I'm fairly biased toward Jackson's, which I totally am, by the way. But when I finished having lunch here at Jackson's today, I wrote to Gary and I said to him, hey, don't you have 2 minutes for me? Because I'm always raving on about your stores, but it would be really nice to hear from you directly. So, okay, so my mask is here in hand. I've just taken it off. And what I want to do is I want to walk into the store and I want to actually just get Gary's attention because I asked him to wait for me. This is totally unscripted, off the cuff. And I just thought I'd get some perspective from him. So one of my favorite things, let me just get in here. One of my favorite things about Jackson's is that they totally deal with all these small suppliers that are trying to produce ethically raised, produced, etc. food. And it's tiny suppliers that actually wouldn't have a marketplace if it weren't for a place like Jackson's. So indirectly, what Gary and his team are doing by supporting all these small suppliers is he's creating huge movement in the economy. Anyways, he's over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. We're in the produce section, as you can see. And here's Gary. I asked him to give me 2 minutes. Gee, so one of the things that I've always loved about your store is, like I said to you earlier, is that you deal with all these small suppliers that are trying to bring about ethically raised food, etc. But I thought instead of me yakking off about it, I could just kind of use my platform today to hear from you. So maybe if you can just share one or two of like the behind the scenes views around the details between you and your suppliers. I would love to hear that. I don't know if you have anything, but yeah.
Mark, how's it, man? Good to see you back in store. It's awesome. These small suppliers, we're so passionate about supporting them. The biggest challenge for a small farmer is that he has a small crop. He doesn't have a massive crop, but he's got to sell it to keep going. And so with us connecting with all these small farmers, as soon as his crop comes out, like we got a call this morning from the asparagus guy saying they're starting to shoot out the ground and, you know, can we have an order? And then we'll put an order in, get it into store. So you're going to get all these unique, small, niche, heirloom products. And the awesome part about them is that just the passion. That's what I love about these small guys. They love their farms. They look after the soil. They do nothing to taint it. They don't put pesticides on. They don't put fertilizer on. They just look after their whole thing because it's their little micro ecosystem.
Yes.
But it's an economy as well because
Yes.
it's their family and it's their farm people and they uplifting that community, and it's that little village that we're supporting. So it makes no sense not to support these guys.
Yes. But if it weren't for you guys, they wouldn't have the marketplace really.
It's very difficult for them to go and sell at any old market. They end up having to go on a weekend and sell at a farmer's market, and that's tough for them because by then the produce isn't looking as good and they don't have a fridge and they don't sell fast enough, and the whole idea is to reduce waste. These guys are making this product. The best thing to do is get it picked that morning, and I think that's the key thing, Mark. If you can pick something and sell it within a day or two, the customer wins, the farmer wins, and the retailer gets a lot more support because it hasn't been sitting in a warehouse or in a cold room for over a week.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes the nutrient density high, and that also makes it taste amazing. So we find it, look, it's a lot of hard work, eh? Trying to coordinate all these small guys.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Man, the customers love it, and it just gives great variety. And every day you walk in here, you'll find something new and different.
Well, I was just about to say, and one of the things that I absolutely love is that you are giving people like me the option, right? Where if I don't want to participate in factory farming, before it was very hard, I didn't have the option. Now you're giving me the option. If I do want to eat organic or clean or fresh food, I now have the option. Whereas before we just didn't have the option. And for so many reasons and more, that's why I love the store. You know, I mean, you and I have now connected personally, and that's why. So, okay, so I love that you maybe want to give. So, like, when would this? Here's the the asparagus that you were talking about, that would have been in the last day or two?
Yeah, so these are thin stems, and they were literally picked yesterday. And I promise you that the crunch and the taste is just phenomenal. If you had to eat this in a week's time, which you often find in big supermarkets, this will only get to the shelf a week later. You're not going to get the same experience. And customers at Jackson's want optimum nutrition and health and taste. And we pull that off. And what's also very cool, and it's the bonus at the end, Mark, because we buy direct from the farm, so there are no middlemen.
Yes.
And so we can bring you stuff at prices that the big guys can't. If you look across this market, you'll see stuff that is literally, people can't believe that it's so cheap. Cherries, asparagus, it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
If you have a look at this guy, this is a farmer who has excess stock. So what they've done is they've made up a box and they've just filled it and said, listen, take the box for 80 bucks, it's 87, sorry, and you just got yourself a box of a mixture of stuff and it's all organic.
Yes.
So, I mean, that you can't buy.
No,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
85 rand for a box of veggies. So they're coming up with these things all the time. And you know what's also cool? They embrace things like bio-friendly packaging. You know, and they do it because they love their business and they want to do the best. And so you don't have to fight with them to do the right thing.
Yes.
Do it automatically.
Okay, so I'd be remiss if while I have you here, I'm going to let you kind of have the parting word, but maybe a behind the scenes view that other people don't know. Because just to explain, one of the ways you and I got connected is I said to you, let me actually flip this. I said to you that I love the store and I walk around the store all day when I'm here, but I don't always feel like the public gets to see the full version of the details. So something that really resonated with me is that one day you said to me, you really feel like you've got a great working relationship with the farmers because you don't feel like you have to squeeze them. You find a price that's fair, that allows them to continue doing their thing and allows you to do your thing. Everybody wins. And then I've noticed, like, sometimes I come for something and it's not here because, what, to your point, it's not available because you've chosen to rather have the freshest. You know, it's like that's what you're giving up by not having stuff permanently all the time, although you do have it most of the time. You're playing to in the seasons. You are doing it ethically, responsibly. So I'm going to turn this back around to you, and I want to just maybe give you the last word on a behind the scenes view that people don't know a lot about Jackson's, but they should know. So I'm going to turn around. Give me a second. What is the one thing that you, in your mind, of this whole beautiful store here, what is something that people don't know about the store that you think they should know?
I think the big thing, especially post-COVID, in our post-COVID time, paying a supplier on time is so critical for their livelihood. And I think that's important. They create so much value on the field. The least we can do is pay them fast. So we have this like week turnaround for produce, and within a week they'll get their payment, and sometimes it's even sooner. So I think that's absolutely critical, is that you've got to make sure that you pay them, you return that value immediately, and we do that with most of our suppliers. We pay, there's not one supplier that gets paid over 30 days. And I think that's a key thing in our economy.
That's huge.
It's just to get it out there so they can pay their wages on a Friday afternoon, they can buy seed, they can carry on and be able to produce the next day. If you drag them on like some bigger retailers do, they make people wait 3 months for payments. I think you're not going to get that passion from a farmer either. So it's a bit of everything.
Yes. Come on, just flip this one last time. Guys, here's the thing. Again, I can't say this enough. This is not paid for. This is not scripted. I do this from my platform. I really love what Gary's doing. And because food and health and nutrition is such a big part of my life, I'm really just using the platform that I have to, I guess, satisfy the bias that I have. But I've said for the longest time that we as consumers, we can change the world by voting where we spend our money. And for the longest time, I used to complain and moan that we don't have the option. And now, I'm very lucky because I live around the corner from Jackson's here in Bryanston. For the first time, I have the option of being able to, pick stores that make sense for me because they're doing great things. So all I want to say to you is, if this resonates with you in any way, please just help me share this. Not only are all these suppliers that Gary is working with small businesses, but if you think about it, he in himself is a small business and he's taking on a giant and massive industry. I love coming here 3 times a week or 4 times a week. I love eating here. I love having the option to buy extraordinary food. And I actually really love hearing all the incredible stories, the behind the scenes stories that Gary shares. And so I asked him, I pushed him a little bit. I said, please, would you just give me a chance to share some of those? So please help me share this far and wide. You are supporting a small business. Come check out Jackson's in Bryanston, in Kyalami, and we keep getting told that you have to open one in Cape Town. This is like the thing. Cape Town, Cape Town, Cape Town.
Strength to small business.
All right, guys. Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much. Please help me share this. Chat to you later. Over and out.